oui, il l'a d'un bout de la tête aux pieds. Il a sa passion.
C'est intéressant, qu'est-ce qui donne cette passion-là?
It's my upbringing, it's my family, you know, it's my culture, it's my extended family. You know, growing up with fiddles and mandolins around the kitchen table and frico on the stove and rabbit pie and meat pie and rabbit pie. Oh yeah, you know, it's embedded in you that you know, I'm proud of it. It brings back unbelievable memories of my childhood and my youth and my parents and I mean my grandparents that, you know, I mean I was young when my grandparents died, but I grew up feeling like I knew them because of the stories from the kitchen. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, vraiment.
Trouves-tu que c'est difficile dans un environnement anglophone de garder cette passion?
Not at all.
Oh.
Yeah, not at all. People want to hear more, and they want to hear more. You know, yeah, they love that. You know, and sometimes it reminds them, it makes them think of their own. You know, and where they've come from, and yeah, it's catchy.
OK. Donc, peut-être le fait que tu es dans un milieu anglophone stimule même cette passion, la rend plus forte parce que les gens veulent apprendre.
Oui, c'est ça. Oui, vraiment.
Donc, là, on a parlé un peu de la nourriture, puis les élèves de Mme Lisa aimeraient savoir qu'est-ce que les Acadiens mangeaient au repas dans le passé. Puis je voudrais savoir si c'est différent en Chéticamp, différent à la baie, ou si c'est les mêmes.
Je peux dire premièrement que les gars ne savent peut-être pas. On avait des navares, on avait des choux, on avait des carottes. Mais il y avait une chose que c'est vraiment plus récent qu'il n'y avait pas des premiers Acadiens, c'est des patates. Il n'y avait pas de patates, les premiers Acadiens. Là. Non, il n'y avait pas de patates. Les patates viennent du sud de l'Amérique. Les Acadiens n'avaient pas de patates avant la déportation, c'est inconnu. L'Europe n'avait pas de patates. Ça non plus.
Donc oui, comment est-ce que la rampure a venu au jour?
La rampure, il faut que tu penses que les Acadiens n'avaient absolument pas d'argent. On t'a les pauvres. Il y a deux choses que tu peux avoir qui ne coûtent rien. C'est des poules, tu les jettes qui marchent dehors, puis des patates. Ça, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Presque tous nos maths sont basés sur la poule, puis sur la patate. La seule chose, on dit toujours la rampure au poulet, mais à la baie, tu peux l'avoir au coq. Tu peux l'avoir à presque n'importe quel animal sauvage.
Oh.
Donc, les mêmes vu à des porc-épics que d'autres on appelle un magouet.
Avec nous, rapi pie is not a traditional dish amongst the Acadians of Cape Breton. Mm-hmm. And I mean, so legend kind of tells us, you know, that potatoes were hard to come by, you know, and because where the Acadians lived in Cape Breton was such a remote area, such severe winters, that produce couldn't be brought in. And in the summertime, the sweat winds were so strong that they used to blow the florals off the potatoes before they even ripened. So it was difficult. So for us, you know, my mother came to Halifax from Chéticamp when she was young. And her first job was in the Garden View restaurant on Spring Garden Road, the Chinese restaurant. And she couldn't speak a word of English. And the owner of that restaurant kind of took a liking to my mom and knew that he had a girl on his staff that was bilingual from Yarmouth. And so my mom and her became lifelong friends. So it was this girl that introduced my mother to rapure. My mother loved it and learned and began making it herself. So by the time she married and had family, it was it was a staple in her house. You could make a lot of it to feed a lot of kids. And so because the process of making it took so long, and she would have us in the kitchen with her, my mother would tell us the stories of her childhood, of her parents, to keep us engaged in the kitchen as kids to help. And so the older ones would do the squeezing and the younger ones would do the grating. And so we were part of the process. So that's how it really became alive in our family.
Donc, si la rapure n'était pas un repas traditionnel, qu'est-ce qui était traditionnel à Chétiton?
De tarte aux viandes était vraiment rabbit pie, probably the most common, puis de fricot, puis des bagnettes.
Là, il y a beaucoup de monde qui mange du chiard.
Oh oui, bien sûr. Yeah, so yeah, du char was I mean, it was a big dish in our household. So char, it's sliced potato like you would slice to make what's that potato?
Oh, scallop potatoes?
Scallop potatoes, yeah. And so kind of it's sliced like that, you know, but it started with salt pork in your pot to get the oil from the pork, like many Acadian dishes. And then you take out the pork and so those scrunchions sit in a dish in your kitchen for the rest of the day, and you're picking as you kind of go along. And so we use that oil, we put the sliced potatoes in a pot with some of your traditional seasoning, and so summer savory was definitely a favorite seasoning of Acadians. And just with some water, and you just kind of slow simmer that, because the potatoes kind of cook pretty quick, right? And everything sticks to the bottom of the pot, and you just leave it until everything in the bottom of the pot lifts, and you just kind of slightly toss it. And it's great for breakfast with some fried eggs kind of on the top of it. And so, you know, very often my mom would take the meat from the day before and slice it thin, and so you could add some meat to that as well.